What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. And wow, there is a lot of news breaking today and a lot of stuff to get through. And let's start off with Pape Sarr, not to be mistaken for Papa Smurf.
Or Ismail Sarr.
Or Ismail Sarr. We've got a couple of updates here. First of all, Fabrizio Romano said that there is interest from Tottenham for Pape Sarr. A journalist called Daniel Longo from Calcio Mercato says that Tottenham are very interested in Met's young talent Pape Sarr. And then very recently, RMC say Pape Sarr in negotiations with Tottenham. All parties are negotiating, but nothing has done yet. But discussions are at an advanced stage. And Get French Football Now says negotiations on between Metz and Tottenham for midfielder Pape Sarr. Sources contacted by Get French Football Now confirmed and they're looking for at least a €20 million fee, and apparently we're about to go up to around €10 million plus add-ons.
And apparently he's going to go back on loan to Metz. That's what Get French Football News are saying, according to their sources. 18 years of age, central midfielder, defensive destroyer for Metz. Apparently had a breakthrough season last season, making 22 appearances in Liga. Already had 2 caps for Senegal.
So get Googling now, basically.
Yeah,
is what he's trying to
Danny
say.
Rose is going to be fuming with this transfer. That's what I'm going to be saying.
Danny Rose is going to be laughing now he's away from the club. That's what he's going to be doing.
Clearly this one's for the future. He's going back on loan for another year to Metz. According to the reaction from a lot of people on Twitter, like a lot of Twitter scouts and whatnot, they seem to believe this is a bargain deal and a great signing for Tottenham. I don't know much about him, but 18 years of age, clearly we're planning for the future and getting a player over the line that's going to make a difference further down the line. I'm all for it if it's a player that definitely has got a lot of potential, but it's right now from an optics point of view, when we've got so much to do between now and the end of the window to be ready for this season, to be already planning for next season, doesn't look great, but is what it is. If he's available now and you've got an opportunity, I guess why not go get him?
I mean, I get what you're saying. Why not go for him? But it's like, we're scrambling around now for the start to the end of the transfer window in 11, 12 days now. And it's just like, come on, man. We need some targets for now. We're struggling now. We need some targets. Look at the performance the fringe players put in last night against Pacos de Ferrer. You know what I mean? Like, get a grip, Tottenham. We need to start planning for this season, never mind next season.
Yeah, we've been faffing around for way too long.
It's doing my head in.
Faffing around for a long time. But look, I guess let us know if you know about him, because apparently he's supposed to be a very, very talented destroyer kind of a player. Makes a lot of tackles, a lot of interceptions, brings a lot of energy to the team. Could be our very own Kante.
I'm not opposed to the transfer whatsoever, at all, not at all. I just think that, yes, we need transfers for now. Like, get him in as well, fine. But as long as you're getting in transfers for now as well. I don't
want to see us haggling over €10 million at the end of it.
This is going to play out now for the rest of the transfer window and be like, Mets want 20 million, Spurs are only willing to go to 19.5 million, and the deal's going to break down.
And I'm saying, I don't want us to be on the brink of signing like a player for this season, then like there's a €10 million difference in price, and then we just spent it on the Mets guy. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, moving over to Davinson Sanchez. A publication out in Colombia called Antenna 2 say Tottenham Hotspur have made it clear that Davinson Sanchez will not be sold this summer. The centre-back was originally transfer listed, but Nuno believes in the player and has blocked any potential departure, which is very interesting. Romano was talking today, and he says Sanchez has chances to stay unless the right bid comes in for him. And Ali Gold went on to say another centre-back will need to leave if Spurs are to sign a new one. The problem with that is that one who was attracting interest was Davinson Sanchez, and he is the most in form out of the centre-backs, having put in a superb display against City and the pre-season against Arsenal. Yeah.
And that doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me. First of all, Milinkovic has signed a new deal. He's off the table.
Yeah.
Pau Torres has rejected us. Koundé has rejected us. Zuma's seems to be our only option. So we have Sanchez, who no one seems to be putting in a serious offer for at the moment. And I called this weeks ago. I don't think I'm going to sign another centre back. I think Sanchez and Dyer are both staying. And now we're here.
Everyone said after that Man City game that was an excuse not to sign another centre back straight away, wasn't it?
And here it is. And here we are. No surprise whatsoever. about this news. And look, I don't want to be negative to Sanchez. I don't think it's his fault, and I don't even think that he's a terrible defender. I really don't, genuinely. I think defensively wise, he's talented. I just think he's always going to make the same mistakes, and hasn't really improved since he's gotten here. I think he will probably get better under Nuno than he was under Mourinho. I hope he would, but will he ever get to the standard we need him to be? Probably not. So it's frustrating from that point, but it looks like we're going to have to be with him for another year. But look, let's be in a positive spin. Had a great game against City. Has had a good start to the season. So maybe there is something we can see. Maybe there is something to improve.
Yeah, the problem is that we've been here, done that, got the T-shirt. We've seen it all before with Sanchez. We've seen him have these great games, and then he follows it up with a terrible display. So
I know. I just don't want
my breath.
I know. I just don't want him to have a few good games and then he makes one mistake and everyone starts hounding him again. Because
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly, and that's what I'm worried about. And it's probably going to happen, which I don't think is healthy for anyone.
It's not.
Because if it was a new centre back and he could do the same thing, but everyone would give him a pass because he's a new signing.
Yeah,
because it's Sanchez, I've seen it before.
Previous, that's why. Yeah.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, I don't want to just like. Hopefully he'll improve. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we all hope. All we want is what's best for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, but he's never going to be mistake free. What I'm saying is because he's made mistakes for whatever mistake he makes now, even if it's like 1 in 10 games, he's going to get hounded for it. That's what I'm worried about.
Moving on to the biggest story of the day, which is Tanguy Ndombele. Sky Sports say that Tanguy Ndombele has told Tottenham he wants to leave the club after not making a single appearance in any game since Nuno took over. Jack Pitbrook says Ndombele has eyes set on a move to Real Madrid. I can't keep a straight face this time. Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich. I actually can't even carry on reading it. But to be honest, in this window, feels like that is unlikely. No one has any money. Still, a lot can happen in the last 11 days of the transfer window. So let's see if they can find a solution. Charlie Ekusheh says, should he end up staying, the French midfielder will continue to fight for his place, but there is still a chance that he will move on before the end of the window. And Fabrizio Romano finished off saying Spurs board are now looking for a solution in order to sell Tanguy Ndombele before the end of the transfer window.
Yeah, I'm first of all, I'm very disappointed in Tanguy that he's actually there's one thing being a bit unsettled and stuff and whatnot, and maybe being unsure of what the future holds, but to actually go out and with 12 days left or whenever he did and say he wants to leave the club who gave him a 6-year deal with 200 grand a week was very disappointing. I think it's considering that we have never seen his best. You never feel like you've gotten 100% out of Tanguy since he's been here, and now he wants to leave, and I think that's frustrating. People will probably say to me, "Oh, you're a hypocrite," the way you're talking about Harry Kane and Ndombele, but it's different. It is different kind of scenarios. Kane has given his blood, sweat, and tears for this club for 8 years, and we haven't matched his ambition. Tanguy Ndombele, he's been here for 2 years. Every manager's had a problem with him, and we've never seen the best out of him. Yeah. Only in fits and spurts. Yeah. And that's why I'm disappointed that he could potentially leave without seeing the best football of this club. And obviously, in a perfect scenario, I want him to stay and fight for the club and win his place back and show his potential. But he doesn't seem interested in doing that. And if that's the case, then, I mean, what else can we do but try and let him leave? But the problem is, with 11 days left, with no big clubs, the clubs that you mentioned definitely aren't going to go in for him for any sort of money. With his wages, anyone going to pay those kind of wages as well? So I feel like at this moment, he's going to be forced to stay.
Maybe. But look, at the end of the day, I've said it time and time again, and I'll say it again. If you can't marry up that footballing ability with the mentality, then you're not a top player. And unfortunately, Tanguy Ndombele is failing to do that. And what he's coming across as at the moment is a bit of a bad egg. And unfortunately, we don't have room for them anymore. We've got too many of them. We've got too many players that we need to ship out. And now another one on top of that. It's just really hard to take because we all know what qualities this guy has. We all know. We've seen it with our very eyes to a minimum scale. Imagine him at full pelt. You know what I mean? What a player we could have on our hands.
At least it ends any sort of what you'd say, uncertainty about what's going on with Tanguy, because I think everything was up in the air. Is he not fit? Has he got problems with the coach? What's happening? Well, now we know he's asked to leave. Apparently, Nuno only wants players involved in the squad who are fully committed to the project, and Ndombele doesn't fit that description. And apparently, he's not going to pick him because he asked to leave. That's why basically he's not been picked in the squad. So I think that makes sense. I think that's why he's been left out. And it's just another saga we're going to have to go through for another 12 days, it looks like, which is annoying. But we'll see what happens if he leaves or not, if he's still here at the end. And Charlie Eccleshare did say if he is here beyond August, he does believe that he'll get reintegrated in the squad. He'll fight for his place. But, it's just another frustrating period for another talented player.
From one saga to the next, let's move on to Harry Kane, as Gazzetta Italia says Man City will make one final assault for Harry Kane, and if that does not work, they will then move for Fiorentina striker Dusan Vlahovic. And then some really interesting comments there from Jamie Carragher as well. He says, if I was Kane, I would be disappointed in Sheikh Mansour. And ask myself, why hasn't Sheikh Mansour matched my market value?
I agree. And I think, he leaked, didn't he? Charlie didn't, wasn't it Charlie Kane, who leaked at his wedding that City were prepared to pay 160 million and it was basically going to go through to the Sun, and then it was all over the papers. And they haven't held up their end of the bargain. They haven't summed up any money, have they, Man City? They made silly offers that have been nowhere near the valuation. So I think Carragher's 100% right. I think Man City are more culpable than Spurs in this scenario of why this still isn't happening right now. So I think Spurs are doing what any club would do and hold out for what he's worth. And that's it. In terms of one final push, it's getting on a bit. It's getting late. So it's already
deadline should have already passed already.
Next week is the final week of the window. I think Spurs, to be honest, at this stage, unless we really do have targets already in place for which, if the money does come through, I think Spurs would be this would be negligent from Spurs to accept a bid at this point.
Completely agree. But we are talking about the same ownership that got rid of Dimitar Berbatov and brought in Fraser Campbell on the last day of the window. So I'm not holding my breath, to be honest, but I can't see how they can realistically get rid of Kane now. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's too much to do. Even without Kane, there's too much to do. So even with Kane, and then you've got to think...
What's going to happen? We'll get bloody Gabriel Jesus in return or someone like that.
With all there's left to do without Kane, there's not even enough time to do that. If we sell Kane, there's another bunch of stuff we've got to do, because we've got to find two strikers and we've got to spend that money as well. It's just craziness that we've left ourselves 11 days and and it's just crazy how what we've got left to do with the squad.
All right, let's move on to Harry Winks now. Fabrizio Romano says Everton had interest in him, but there was no official talks. He is not one of the priorities for Spurs to sell.
And that follows on ESPN's report saying that there was interest from Villa and Everton, but Harry Winks is prepared to stay at Tottenham and fight for his place and doesn't want to leave, basically. So... what can we say? We can't force him to leave. He wants to stay. He wants to stay. What can we do? Obviously, I would rather at this point take the money because I feel like we need an upgrade. But if no one's coming in from the serious bid and Harry Winks isn't making himself available for sale, it's going to be difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's nice to have a player who wants to fight for his place.
Not the way he's playing.
No. Not the way he's playing. He's not playing like he wants to fight for his place.
No, he's not. Yesterday was shocking.
He's not playing like
it. But
actions speak louder than words.
I don't remember the last time I've seen Harry Winks put in a good display.
It doesn't make sense though. What is this story? He wants to stay and fight for his place, but he unfollows Tottenham on social media.
Yeah, I know. There's something not adding up here. But
doesn't make sense.
I guess we're going to have to see how the rest of the window plays out, but we'll see what happens at the end of it. I've got a couple more updates. Next one is about Noni Madueke from Sky Sports Lyle, and he says Tottenham, Leicester and Wolves all keen on winger Noni Madueke, who is impressing again already this season, but 30 to 34 million price tag might be a bit too steep for all three clubs apparently.
Yeah. Are we going to really spend 30 million on him right now? Maybe. I don't know. 19 years of age. I like the look of him. I really do. I think he's got a lot of potential, but I don't know. I don't know if we're prepared to go that far right now when we've got other priorities.
All right, and last but not least, Kvisha Kvaratskhelia. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Kvaratskhelia.
This is from a journalist called Dima Sharikwadze, and it says Tottenham are progressing in negotiations to sign that player. I'm not going to pronounce it again. We'll call him Kvisha. And they say the deal is progressing very fast. So this is a player that plays for Rubin Kazan, a left winger, and a Georgian international, I believe.
Yeah, and that followed. I think there was another report. Where did I see it? There was another report saying there's also talks about he was left out the squad this weekend for Rubin Kazan because of a injury, which played into the rumours that this deal was hotting up. I got no idea. They call him the Georgian Messi. Left winger, can play left or right. Probably apparently a lot of pace about him. I can't profess to watch a lot of Rubin Kazan, unfortunately, but. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know a lot about him. Can't even say his name.
Just start Googling, mate. Just start Googling.
If Rose was angry at the first one, he's going to be absolutely smashing his keyboard with this one, Danny Rose.
Yeah. All right, well, look, that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories that we have brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.